Ladies and gents, girls and boys, Danny Stewart here for BassJapanDirect.com with another Naked Sound review. And this incredible instrument that I have here in my hands is a Combat custom order that I had made especially for Bass Japan Direct stock. It's I think it's the best bass that I've played so far. I love it. I think I prefer it to Moon or even Dragonfly. It's just perfect. I got it with the spec that I would personally order for my own custom order bass, like with these dual humbuckers from Seymour Duncan, Music Man style. And the reason for that is because I like to have a lot of versatility tone wise. So when you're balanced on this thing, for example, you know, you can get combinations of outer coils like this, or inner coils like this. Rear coils, front coils, you know, the possibilities are just endless. All coils, of course, but you know, you can get like a 60s jazz bass, 70s jazz bass, ultra wide 70s, a J hum with the front coil of the front humbucker, and then full coils on the rear. Let's go the rear coil of the front humbucker, and then full coils on the rear. Beautiful. But I think my favorite setting might be the wide setting. Outer coils or inner coils. That's just beautiful. Yep. So you know, that's just mind-blowing to me, and the construction of this is sublime. It's got some of the best fretwork that I've ever seen. I mean, all the Japanese high-end basses have excellent fretwork, and yeah, this is up there with all the rest of them, with your Atelier Z, with your Dragonfly, Moon, etc., etc. But this bass for me just has a little bit more personality, and I just love the finish as well. It's gorgeous blue burst with the flame maple top, and the lovely quality of the ash grain is beautiful. I'm not sure if this camera is, or this lighting is doing it justice really, but you know, I recommend you go look at the listing as linked. It's just simply one of the best modern jazz basses that I've ever played. And you know, yeah, it's not cheap. It's a pretty it's pretty up there as far as price is concerned. You know, it's up there with your Moon. It's up there with your high-end Atelier Z. It's roughly the same kind of price that you would pay for an Atelier Z with an exotic top. You know, so yeah, it's well within the market region, and I think compared to foreign prices, actually it's quite reasonable. But then again, the yen is a little bit weak at the moment, so that has something to do with it. But I would say it's well worth the money if you're a professional player and you're looking for something for the studio or the road or both. Then this is an amazing instrument. This would do really well with certainly it would do absolutely brilliantly on the gospel circuit, for example. It cuts all the sounds that you want, you know. And I think also having that the ability to switch between coils with the pickup so easily, it's very intuitive the way the switches are laid out. Because when they're up, it'll give you the front coils, and then the middle it'll give you all coils. When they're at the back, when it's down, it'll give you the rear coils. So it's really easy to see. There you've got the outer coils. There you've got the inner coils. There you've got all coils. There you've got the rear coils, and there you've got the front coils. You know, so it's just it's really quite easy to use, and of course it gets. You know, people love bossa, especially on the gospel circuit. They love bossa because it has the slap switch. But what the slap switch does is basically puts the humbuckers into wide mode or into inner coils, outer coils or inner coils. So you can do that on this and a lot more. So that's what I like about it. You know, it sounds sick on the rear pickup as well. Yeah, it's just got that cream. This is full coils on the rear pickup with the bass boosted. The treble is cut actually. If you add the treble a little bit. So the preamp is actually it's a 2-band preamp. It's the dark glass, and then this is a passive tone. So when you're in passive mode, this operates. Back to active. Beautiful. And then if you want to go on the very rear coil. I'm just going to double check that I've got that right. That should be, yes, that's the very rear coil. So Ultra 70s. Yeah, so it's nice and close to the bridge, so you'll get that nice quack. Yeah, add a little bit of treble to that. Gorgeous. That's with the treble all the way up. So it's got a really nice kind of boutique sort of sound to it. It sounds great. And then of course on the front coil as well, it's going to be a little bit more like a 60s rear pickup. Let's take the treble all the way down. Give the treble, take treble to notch. Beautiful. I kind of like rear pickup sound without the treble just boosting the bass, and especially in the humbucker mode. Maybe give it a little bit of bite. Certainly my favorite setting. Yeah, I prefer that thickness in humbucker mode. But there you go. I mean, it's so versatile. And you heard it a little bit on the front pickup earlier in the video. But again, you know, you can get almost like a P bass sound when you're on the more or less, yeah, the rear coil of the front pickup is more or less the same spacing from the neck as a traditional P pickup would be. So it's quite similar. See what I mean? It's got that kind of throatiness, right? It's deep and throaty. It's got quite a lot, there's a fair bit of transparency actually on this front pickup when in single coil mode. If you go conversely to the front coil, it gets a little bit more muddy, which is really nice. It's quite a lot more muddy actually, isn't it? Compare that. That's rear coil, front coil. That's wonderful. That's with everything dialed up. And then humbucker. Woo! And that's just big and thick. So if I want to play, if I want to dub it up, yeah, you get the idea. It's just massive, right? It's a huge sound. Oh, massive. And you know, passive mode, like I've shown it on you on the rear pickup, but yeah, I mean, it's obviously not going to be anywhere near as punchy as it is when the preamp is engaged, but it's still, you know, it's a good sound, and you've got true passive tone there. It's not a master tone, so it doesn't work in active mode, but and that's you know, usually I would have it wired as a master tone, but actually in this case I don't think you need it. I think the way the preamp is tuned, you don't really need to have any more headroom when you're balanced, you know. It's about spot on. It's just brilliant. Yeah, it's sick, and the action is perfect. It's at 1.5 at the moment, which is my preferred action. Extremely straight neck. The trajectory is spot on. You know, you've got a very even playability up the neck. It's not. It's really almost the same height at the 21st fret as it is at the 12th fret. It's a minuscule difference. So you know, it's so smooth, absolutely beautiful, perfection. I love the brass nut as well. It's fantastic, and I think the gold hardware on blue just I like that. It's a nice look. So it's just simply one of the best basses that I've got in stock at the moment, I would say. You know, it's hard to say what's better than another, but the thing that really I think it's mostly the pickups for me. It's just because it's so versatile, and the pickups are very, very good ones. Like these Seymour Duncan humbuckers are the top of the range, and Alnico magnets, nice and hot, nice and thick, and they just produce a great sound, and they're very clean as well. Like you know, you're not getting much noise at all, even when soloed and with the treble all the way up. It's just noise is minimal, so it's beautiful. And they've even got Luminlay side dots on this, which, of course, if you're a performing musician, that's very useful on the stage, and it kind of looks cool as well. The face inlays are mother of pearl, so of course they're not going to glow in the dark, but yeah, I just wanted it to kind of look like a modern classic in terms of body shape and neck, and then but be a completely versatile beast with these humbuckers. And I wanted the best hardware on it as well. So yeah, it wasn't a cheap order, but I'm very pleased that I got this one in, because it's just absolutely amazing. It's just one of the best basses that I've ever played, and I do have the Combat behind me as well, which wasn't as expensive as this one, and you know, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't sound as good as this one either, because it's just not as versatile. But that's also an excellent modern jazz bass, and the playability is supreme. And of course, the materials, fit and finish are consistent with this as well. Both extremely high quality instruments. But yeah, this one definitely is. It's my favorite out of all the basses that I have here in stock right now, which is quite a lot in terms of high end ones. I'd say I even prefer this over the STR, you know, which is mind you, that's passive, but yeah, you know, and the Dragonflies and even the Bossa there as well. I prefer it over that too. It's yeah, I'm just extremely pleased with the way this turned out, and I would recommend anybody, if you have the money and the time to wait, because these take about maybe 10 months or so to complete. It's well worth ordering a Combat, and they're also very receptive to sort of personalization. Like, they're very flexible in terms of what you can do. You can even have an original shape. It costs more money, but you know, if you want to have an original shape, or original headstock, or even have your own name, you know, emblazoned on the headstock, they can do all of that stuff as well. So I thoroughly recommend them. They're definitely one of my favorite builders here in Japan, and it's great that they're in Tokyo as well, because it makes it a little bit easier for me to work with them. They're kind of like in Greater Tokyo, so it does take a little bit of time to travel out there, but it's not, you know, it's not that much of a trek for me. I can do it, you know, when I go on my weekly trips into town to get parts and whatnot. You know, I could easily hop on over if I needed to. So it's great. Alright guys, well, that's enough rambling from me. I hope you enjoyed this bass, and if you enjoy my channel, do not forget to hit like and subscribe, as it really helps. As always, I appreciate you tuning in and watching, and I'll see you again for another Naked Sound review soon. Take care.